You in Denton, Texas? Is that what I hear?
That is correct.
Okay, I lived in Dallas for a little while, so and my dad seemed to always have business in Denton. I don't know what the business was, but that's my memory of Denton right now.
It's a huge college town, so maybe some college stuff, maybe.
I don't know. Back in the
Mm.
'80s, it seemed like it was maybe shadier for him then.
Well, Peter Weller went to University of North Texas, and he always said that he went out to Dallas because that's where they would let the air out of the balloon to party and stuff.
Ah, all right. No one here is not a dreamer. Not in a world like this, where you can have it all. We live with miracles at our fingertips. We got robots taking out the trash. We fly to the stars. And that's what I want for you and your families. That's the dream you all deserve.
There are so many profound moments of wisdom sprinkled throughout this character-driven series. Like, I really gravitated towards lines such as Jack telling Joey to, quote, smell the cookies, and knocking on the doors is like the greatest classroom, and that Joey's problems will still be waiting for him on the other side of a fresh start. So when you have such reflective dialogue like that in a story filled with complex thoughts on the many faces people can wear, what did you personally find most meaningful about what this series accomplishes, or what your characters do or say?
Man, I got chills when you asked me that question because to have a viewer connect to the essential spirit that Amit and Lucas were so eloquent about. You know, when you write things like that, it's pretty easy to make them seem false. And
Mhm.
so you have to build characters that really believe that kind of thing, that they feel like they can reduce a bigger, broader human experience to a simple phrase that'll make, I don't know, living comprehensible. And there's a hope in that. And if I can articulate something in the right way, it'll brighten your understanding of the world so that you can cope with the challenges of I mean any normal life. And I feel like Amit and Lucas did such a I don't know, otherworldly
Mhm.
job of creating a very, very American and humane dialogue between
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and when you have words like that, which are so well structured, and I think like the 50s is such a time where I associate with so many idioms. You know,
Yeah.
there's so many turns of phrases used. So setting it in the retro future 50s is so smart because exactly what you said. If I can say the right things in the right way, it might just give you that much more hope and life inside of you. But when you have dialogue like that, it is so important to get it word perfect. You know, because
Yeah.
what they were doing was making this kind of language that it wasn't quite 50s. It was a little bit different, but the number of times we would kind of flub lines because the wrong verb was in the wrong place in the sentence. It was amazing. When you nail it, you feel it. And so I'm so glad that language really resonated with you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know we're about out of time. I wanted to quickly ask about Jack's opening monologue in this series because I think that's one of my favorite monologues since Newsroom. Billy, could you feel the weight of those words when you were reading it for the first time? And what was immediately firing off for you creatively about how to approach playing Jack?
Yes. The when you first of all you see a character like that that seems familiar, it piques your interest, your imagination about how they move in the world, how they get through life, already starts firing away. And then when you see the language that they're giving you to describe it, inevitably there's a sense of dread as an actor because most things are mediocre. Our work, the things that we read, the things that we see, it's aspirational. We're all trying for stuff, but it's really hard to create original, interesting, beautiful content. And when you actually then get to the words trepidatiously thinking, oh God, I hope this doesn't screw, and you see that they have what do you call it? Gone more than. This is again why I'm an actor, not a writer, but ascended your expectations. It is an utter thrill, and you can't wait to get behind. So I spent a good 5 weeks with those two guys and Stephen Falk and our director, Jonathan Entwistle, parsing over that monologue and parsing over that first scene to make sure that we had every detail collaboratively in hand, because we wanted to preserve what was so great about it.
That was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
And your brighter tomorrow doesn't start when you land on the moon. It starts today.